Welcome to the Energy to Succeed channel. This channel helps you to generate positive energy to succeed and improve yourself continually. Motivation is the key to success, but energy is vital to ensure consistency and an inner positive drive to succeed. This video will help you to unlock the hidden power of your mind. Relax as you see the video to activate your positive energy to succeed and achieve your goals. Like, share and comment down below. If you are new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you can be notified when we upload new videos. Thank you.
What's going on, guys? It's Brody Kern, and today we are going to be talking about the 3 things that you can do to build a bulletproof mindset, which is going to allow you to process decisions, to handle complex problems inside of your business, inside of your relationships, inside of your life, and create the results that you're looking for. So, the 3 things that we're going to talk about today are decision fatigue, maintaining objectivity, and hypertrophy, which I'll get into a little bit later. So let's dive right into number 1. All right, so the first thing that we're going to talk about is understanding decision fatigue. Sometimes this is also called ego depletion, and what it is it's a psychological phenomenon that states that humans have a finite amount of decision-making power each day. So the idea is that some tasks use more fuel or more energy or more decision-making power than others. It's estimated that humans make about 35,000 decisions a day. And when they are fatigued, they show an impaired ability to make trade-offs or prioritize, which we'll talk about why that's important here in a minute. They also take a passive role in the decision-making process, which means that they strive for things that are easy and automatic. And as a result of this, they can't make the complex decisions that they need to inside of their business, inside of their life, because they're looking so myopically at the problem that they are failing to look at the background information or the context that is required to make those decisions, and it causes them to act and to make decisions irrationally or what seems impulsive. So there is a limited number of concrete research on this topic, but it's something that high performers historically are paying attention to. And so when you look at the research that's out there, the limited amount of it, like I said before, it's still considered like a phenomenon. But what they have found is that doctors are significantly more likely to make prescription errors in the afternoon than they are in the morning. And on the same token, judges who are looking at granting parole, they grant parole way more in the morning than they do in the afternoon. Because think about it, for a judge to make a decision on whether a parolee gets to get out of jail or not, this is something that takes much deliberation. And there are a lot of variables that go into it. And in the afternoon, they don't make this decision because that's a decision that, okay, let's say they grant someone parole that they shouldn't have, and the consequence is that the person, has not been reformed at all. They go back out into the public, they commit crimes, they kill people, they deal drugs, whatever, right? And so judges err on the side of not letting people out. But in the morning, when they have the ability and the decision-making power, the bandwidth to actually make these decisions, they're way more likely to grant parole. And so it's a really interesting phenomenon that, how do we look at how this shows up in our lives, which is what we're going to talk about here in a minute. What do we do in order to limit decision fatigue? Because while you may not be letting parolees out of jail, you're making decisions inside of your life that have the ability to create asymmetric return. They have a compound effect on the positive side or on the negative side. And so how do we make sure that we're saving our bandwidth for the decisions that move the needle forward and simplify the things that don't move the needle forward where we are currently spending energy? So there are a couple main points that I would like to hit here. Number 1 is prioritization of tasks and awareness around how those tasks impact your ability to think critically. For example, with me, Building long-form training content or building assets for our course is something that is really, really draining to me. I can hop on camera and rip a quick video, but to shoot a video like this where, we're talking about 10, 20 minutes in length, there needs to be some preparation there, maybe there need to be some assets that I deliver to whoever's watching or to our clients. That is the type of stuff that really sucks my energy quickly. And so what I've found is that if I need to crank out a lot of this work, the best time for me to do it is going to be in the morning or very, very late at night. Now, you might say, hey, Brody, if it's very late at night, aren't you out of decision-making power? And that's a great question. That means you're paying attention here. That's going to lead me into the point of understanding how to refuel. So I find some of my best work in very late night sessions at my home office. And yes, this is after a long day of work, a workout, spending time with my family. But I've built such an awareness around, hey, what drains me and what fills me back up, that I know if I plan these deep night, deep work sessions directly after my family time, then I have the ability to recharge. Spending time with my wife, spending time with my son, sitting on my couch, hanging out, really fills me back up. It allows me to disconnect. It allows my brain to heal a little bit and fills up some of that decision-making power. And so understand that your bandwidth is malleable, and strategically designing when this stuff comes in and how you plan this stuff in your day is very important. I have found that if I try to do one of the, some of this preparation work, some of this content building, long form training stuff in afternoon blocks, it's just never gonna happen. I always find a reason not to do it. And in order to hedge against that, because so much of my business is building content and providing value to our clients, I had to figure out, hey, when in the day does this work for me? And so like I said, what I found is morning blocks, late night blocks after I have recharged and refueled. Now, point number 2, look for things in your day that you are making decisions about every single day and simplify as much as humanly possible. 2 great examples of this are attire and meals. So let's talk about wardrobe, right? Like, you don't have to go full Steve Jobs and wear a black turtleneck, black pants every day, but you do want to really limit the number of things that you're gonna have to make decisions about when picking your wardrobe. This is something that in the morning used to really fucking burn me out, right? I would walk into my closet, I had an enormous amount of clothes, all different, and having to piece that together would take brain power from me. And so what I did is I got rid of everything that I owned and I simplified. There's a few brands that I wear their t-shirts, and I have 20 pairs of black Lululemon shorts. And then I wear Vans, or I wear these Vivo barefoot shoes. I have red and black in both shoes. All my shorts are black, and I maybe have a few different colors of shirts, but they're black, gray, white. And so I know that now in the morning when I walk into my closet, I just grab anything, right? I can grab anything and the color combination works. I don't look totally fucked, and I don't have to think about it at all. And so this has allowed me to not spend any energy on that in the morning, because I knew I had the awareness around, hey, this is kind of taxing to me, and I needed to start to hedge against it. And this is the very same reason that Steve Jobs and other major influential CEOs that you've seen do this over time, right? Is because of this idea of decision fatigue. All right, so now let's talk about what to eat. I'm not gonna pretend to have the formula to tell you what to eat, but I am gonna tell you the path that I've gone down, the things that I've tried, and understanding what works for me. And so the picture that I want you to illustrate right now is picture the last time that you were looking at Uber Eats, looking for something to order, and you just couldn't make a fucking decision about dinner. This is one of the most frustrating and draining things in the world for me. I can't tell you how many times it's happened. If you couple that with me trying to figure out what the fuck to watch on Netflix, you've literally described hell for me. And so whenever I look at my meals, obviously the most ideal and the situation that makes the most sense on paper is to have a meal prep company prep all of your meals for the week, or order from a meal prep service, right? But what I found is that for me personally, it just doesn't work for me, right? I can eat it for a while, but I'm spending more decision-making power and more energy on being disciplined with that than I am, and then it becomes it's canceling each other out. It's equally fucked. And what'll happen is I end up getting bored, and I'll end up eating out and then paying double what I would pay had I just either ordered the food or done the meal prep. And so that turned out a whole fucking nightmare for me. And so then the next thing that makes the most sense is to prep all of your meals on Sunday. And I like to cook, but I don't like to cook for 5 fucking hours, you know? And so prepping the meals on Sunday took way too much energy from me. Tried it for a few months, and every single Sunday I was dreading it, and it was a grind to get through, and that's not something I like to do. And that's not serving what we're talking about here today, building a bulletproof mind and maintaining energy. And so what I started doing is every 3 or 4 nights, so I eat 2 major meals a day, right? The first meal is the same every day. I eat 6 eggs and like a steak or some bacon. And so every 3 or 4 nights, I will prep those first meals. I'll cook 18 eggs. I will make the meat that goes with that meal. And then in addition to that, I will pick a meal that I'm comfortable eating for the next few days. And, you know, I'll make 3 or 4 servings of that so that I have then dinner for 3 or 4 days. And so then what ends up happening is, you know, 2 to 3 times a week, I cook for an hour and a half a night, and it's no big deal. It doesn't drain me. I kind of enjoy doing it. And then I have meals throughout the week. And so the reason that I walked you through that process is because it's going to be different for everyone. But I wanted to map out the path that I took to understand what worked for me so that you can start to test, hey, what's going to work for you? What drains you? What fills you up? What can you get by with without spending too much energy? Like for me, that's cooking for 60 to 90 minutes. Doesn't fucking ruin my day or ruin my ability to make decisions. So on to the second major thing that you can do to build a bulletproof mind. That is understanding that objectivity really fucking matters. Being able to view things through an objective lens as opposed to a subjective lens or a personal lens is wildly important. And the reason that this is important is because when you look at problems or things that you're facing inside of your life through a personal lens, you bring all of your bias with it, all of past experiences and situations that have happened that are charged by the emotions that came with those experiences. If you want to make decisions quickly, effectively, and in the smartest manner possible, you need to be able to do so objectively. When you look at things through an objective lens, you apply the right amount of energy required to solve that problem without expending anything extra on that problem. And so business is literally an indefinite solving of problems that as you grow get more and more and more complex. They require more and more and more bandwidth. And so in order to maintain speed, in order to be able to handle as many problems as you can throughout the day, you need that objective lens because it's what allows you to solve problems while prescribing the exact right amount of energy to those problems. When you leave yourself a greater capacity to think critically, you can solve bigger and more complex problems. And within sight of the container of business, that means more money, more growth. You can hire more people, you can scale faster, you can do everything that you were looking to do. And I want to continue to tie that back into, dude, this is why a bulletproof mindset is fucking the prerequisite to actually achieving what you want in business. If your mind is weak, you can't make money. If your mind is weak, you can't lead people. If you can't lead people, you can't build a big business. These are things that you really need to hone in on and understand, because without this, you can never get that. The third and final thing that you need to do in order to build a bulletproof mindset is to truly stretch the limits. I want you to understand the idea of hypertrophy. Growth in performance is like working out in the gym. You must stretch and agitate the muscle in order for it to grow stronger. Incorporate things into your life that are hard. Like seriously, doing hard shit builds the muscle. Adversity is fucking awesome for people who want to be successful. And so incorporating shit that is hard into your life is going to allow you to build that muscle. A few years ago, I trained for a 50-mile ultra marathon. And between December and August of 2019, I ran over 1,000 miles training for this ultra marathon. And I didn't decide to do it because my body needed it or because I wasn't fit. I did it because I needed to strengthen my mind. I knew that if I wanted to grow in business and build bigger teams and be a better leader, I had to strengthen my mind. Honestly, running those 1,000 miles was incredibly hard on my body. It beat the shit out of me. But the lessons that I learned mentally by pushing through all of that all year long, running that race, are lessons that are going to pay dividends for a lifetime. Every single day in my business, I encounter shit that if I would have encountered this at this magnitude a few years ago, I wouldn't have been able to handle it. It would have put me out. But because I have persisted and because I've continued to strengthen my mind, I can now handle these things with ease because I've had the reps there. good performance inside of anything is about good preparation. You want the problems that show up to be automatic. You want it to be muscle memory. The best athletes in the world, when they go out to perform on game day, it's all muscle memory. Their mind is off. They're not having to think about it at all because they've put in the reps, they've stretched the muscle, they've hardened the mind and made it so that when they step up for game day, it's easy, it's automatic. And that is done and built through doing the reps, through stretching the muscle so that it can handle the weight. And so that's it. Those are the 3 things that you need to do in order to build a bulletproof mind. Let's run through them again. Understand decision fatigue, use an objective lens, and stretch your fucking limits. If you do those 3 things, I promise up here, you will be bulletproof. You will be a fucking badass who can handle any problem that gets thrown his way in his relationship, in his life, in his business, whatever it is. I hope this video was valuable to you. Please like and subscribe to this channel so that we can keep putting out content, keep delivering value to the marketplace.
I hope the video has been beneficial to you. Like and share the video with your friends. We love to hear from you. Kindly drop a comment below in the comment section. If you are new here, subscribe to this channel, the Energy to Succeed channel, so you can be notified when we upload new videos. Thank you.